Dear all, Namaste and welcome to today's English class of grade 10. Today we are in Unit 14 entitled Travel and Adventure. Under that we are dealing with Reading 2. And what is the title of Unit 14 Reading 2? Can you guess? Yes, I think all of you are familiar with this. Yes, today's title is Weathers. And what is this Weathers? What kind of text is it? Yes, this is a very nice poem by Thomas Hardy. Okay, so we are going to read poem Weathers. Let's start our reading II with this activity, picture activity. Let's read and find out what activity is this. Look at the pictures and guess the answers to the questions. Okay, now look at the picture. Look at these pictures carefully. What do you find in this picture? Okay, we have two different pictures, and these pictures are different, right? They are different. So what are the differences? What do these pictures represent? The same thing we are going to discuss. Let's read out question first. What seasons do these two pictures represent? Okay, weathers, of course, means seasons, right? Different kind of seasons like spring, summer, rainy, autumn, winter. Yeah, these are different seasons. Okay, now we have to find out which season do these pictures belong to. Let's talk about first picture. Which season is it? How does it look like? Bare, right? No colors, white everywhere. It means it must be snow, right? A bird is there and looks very passive. The bird looks very passive. So what do you think? Which season is it? Okay, yes, the first one, the first picture represents winter, and second one is spring. As we can see, greenery over there, right? Greenery, and the bird is very active, colorful. The picture is colorful, so it must be season spring. Okay, now B, what differences do you notice between two pictures? Okay, somehow we have answered while discussing the first one, right? Yes, the differences in those two pictures are, the first one is colorless, dull, right? And second one is colorful and bright green, right? Greenery, the surrounding is green and the bird is also colorful. Okay, this is what about picture. So these pictures discussion is totally related with how the poem has been composed. Before we go to the poem, let's know something about the poet. Okay, so here is a picture of Thomas Hardy, the poet of Weathers. He is an English novelist and poet. He is novelist and poet. Both belongs to a Victorian realist in the tradition of George Eliot. He was influenced both in his novels and in his poetry. Okay, both his poetry and novels are influenced by Romanticism. That means his poems and novels are based on nature and the love of nature, including the poetry of William Wordsworth. Like William Wordsworth poem, his poems and novels are influenced by Romanticism, like William Wordsworth. So he was born on 2nd June 1840 and died on 11th January 1928. Okay, so this is about Thomas Hardy, the poet of poem Weathers. Now after this, we are going to listen recitation of poem Weathers. Please listen carefully. You can also recite along with the recitation. So I have got a short clip of video from YouTube. Please pay attention to this video, and then you can also recite along with that.
Weathers by Thomas Hardy. This is the weather the cuckoo likes, and so do I, when showers betumble the chestnut spikes, and nestlings fly, and the little brown nightingale bills his best, and they sit outside of the traveller's rest, and maids come forth, sprig muslin dressed, and citizens dream of the south and west, and so do I. This is the weather the shepherd shuns, and so do I, when beeches drip in browns and duns, and thresh and ply, and hill-hid tides throb throw on throw, and meadow rivulets overflow, and drops on gate bars hang in a row, and rooks in families homeward go, and so do I.
Hope you have enjoyed this poem, recitation of the poem. Once again, let's recite with me, okay? All of you ready? Let's recite with together, you and me together, okay? This is the weather the cuckoo likes, and so do I. When showers betumble the chestnut spikes, and nestlings fly, and the little brown nightingale builds his best, and they sit outside at traveller's rest, and maids come forth spring muslin dressed, and citizens dream of south and west, and so do I. This is the weather the shepherd sons, and so do I, when beeches drip in brown and duns, and thresh and ply, and hill-hid tides throb throw and throw, and meadow rivulets overflow, and drops on gate bars hang in a row, and rooks in families homeward go, and so do I, by Thomas Hardy. Okay, this is how we recite the poem. Now we are going through this poem line by line, so how you can get it well. Okay, we also discuss word meanings, and then we observe some pictures related to words given in the poem, so how we can be clear. Okay, let's start. Weathers. Okay, this is the weather the cuckoo likes, and so do I. Okay, though the poem is in the two stanzas, divided in two different stanzas, I have here separated some lines so I can show you different pictures related to the poem clearly. Okay, the poet talks about weathers over here. In the first stanza, the poet likes the weather mentioned in the first stanza. Which weather is this? The one cuckoo likes, and that is spring season. Okay, when the birds are active and there's greenery around, the flowers bloom right everywhere, the nature looks perfectly beautiful, and this is the season poet likes, cuckoo likes, and so do I, mean the poet also likes this season. So in speaking session, we have already learned about so do I, right? So showing agreement with cuckoo. The poet also likes this season. Continuing the lines, okay. When showers betumbles, when? In spring season, okay. When showers betumbles, the chestnut spikes and nestlings fly, okay. So here are the meanings. If you are unfamiliar with these words, shower is light rain. Betumble means fall down. As we can see, rain is falling down. Chestnut is a glossy hard brown edible nut. Here is a picture of chestnut. Okay, this is chestnut tree and the leaves of chestnut, which is very spiky. Okay, spiky, you can see, thorny, spiky, pointed, let's say pointed. Nestlings are young birds who just started to learn flying. Or you can see here nestling flying over here, trying to learn flying. So this is the season when showers fall down and there are chestnuts. Okay, chestnut on the chestnut tree with spikes, thorny spikes, and then nestlings also learn flying. Okay, next. And the little brown nightingale builds his best. Okay, this is continuation of first stanza. Still the poet is talking about first stanza. And in the spring season, what happens? Nightingale, the bird nightingale, you can see here brown nightingale, builds is singing. The chirping of birds, the sound of birds, they are melodious singing, right? So builds means singing, builds his best. And they sit outside at Travelers Rest. Okay, you can see Travelers Rest over here, right? Where travelers can rest. The outside of this traveler rest, maybe hotels, inns, right? So outside of these inns, hotels and inns, you can see many trees are there, greenery is there, and there the birds stay and they sing, right? And there what happens in additionally, the maids are young or married girls. Okay, maids come for spring muslin dress. Okay, they come with their best dress. Spring muslin dresses, a fine cotton embroidered or woven with a pattern. You can see different dresses over here, different cotton dresses that we wear in summer, right? We wear cotton dresses in summer. And ladies, young girls, they like to wear nice dresses to come out in spring season, summer season, spring season. Okay, let's say. And what happened next is, and citizens dream of the south and west, and so do I. Okay, here south and west doesn't mean only directions over here. That means going for a holiday. Okay, people think of going for a holiday and spend some time far from the home, some holiday destinations to enjoy. Okay, in this time people like to come out from home, go for visiting. So which season is this? Spring season. Yes, people like to come out from the home. Then, okay, that is all about spring. Now next stanza. Okay, second stanza starts from here. This is the weather the shepherd shines, and so do I. Okay, so this next season, what kind of season the poet talking about? Which is disliked. Shines means dislikes. Disliked by shepherd. Shepherd, the one who takes sheep and other animals for grazing, they don't like this season. Why do you think? Okay, which season the poet is talking about here in second stanza? Winter. Okay, this is winter season, and shepherd they don't like because everything turns brown at that time, and then there's no grass for animal, right? So that's why maybe the shepherds, they need to go travel a long way to find a green grass. That's why they don't like this season, and poet also doesn't like this season. So do I mean poet also hate suns the winter season. When beaches drip in brown and duns and trace and ply. Okay, so beaches are types of trees. Here you can see beaches. Okay, when beaches drip in browns and duns. So this picture exactly tells you what happens with the beach tree. See, in spring season the the beaches trees are really green, right? We like to look at this scene. And as the winter comes, see, it turns into brown. Okay, duns, browns, and duns is also brown color. So brown, they turn into brown color, which is very unpleasant, right? Then tress and ply. You can see here, tress and ply means the trees or its branches and leaves, they tress, they beat because of the heavy wind. Okay, wind blows here, you can see in the picture. And tress and ply, see, the trees are blown like this. Okay, and the leaves, they shake continuously, they beat continuously, and ply, twist the leaves, and the branches, they twist each other, right? To twist with each other. So this image of branches, they are moving violently, very violently. They shake and move very violently due to wind. That is, beaches drip in browns and duns and tress and ply. So in winter season, the trees, they change the colors and they shake very violently, which is very unpleasant to look at. Okay, let's continue. And he'll hit tides, trop, throw on throw, and meadow rivulets overflow. Okay, so hill tides, here you can see the tides of water. Okay, tides, the flow of water, right? Tide means flow of water. They trop, throw on throw means, see here, meaning trop, the hill tide, trop, throw on throw. The tides mean the movement of water, the flow, the movement of water, and they are hidden behind the heels. Okay, behind the heel, and that means throb means beat like a heart. They beat, the water waves goes up and down, goes up and down, the movement of the water. A throw is a painful contraction and some movement that your muscles would make when it feels pain. So just like when there's pain in our muscle, what happens? There's movement in our muscle. Just like that, the water moves ups and down in this season. And meadow rivulets overflow. You can see the rivulets, small rivers, meadow rivulets, small rivulets, they overflow. So they flows down. Okay, more than required, right? Overflows. So this is what winter season. Let's continue. Some few lines are there. Okay. And the drops on gate bars hang in a row, and rooks in a family's homeward go. So do I. Okay, so drops, you can see in the gate here. Here's the picture. In the gate, in the bars, what happening in this season? When you wake up in the morning and go out, you can see drops on those gate bars. They hang. Water drops hang like this in the bars, and which is very cold to touch, right? We don't like to touch here and there in winter season. And rooks are these kind of birds. They would like to migrate, or let's say they would like to go homewards. They don't like to sit outside and sing. Rather, they would like to stay in the nest and just sit passively in this season. Okay, this is what second stanza talks about. So overall, if we summarize it, here's the summary. I have brought summary to you to get this poem. Here's the summary. Okay, so in the first stanza, the beautiful and pleasant spring season is described. He says, he here is the poet, he says that in this season cuckoo and nightingale feel good. The light rain flows over pointed leaves of chestnut tree. The poet is pleased as nightingale sings at the best tune. People come out of the house to enjoy the weather and the bird's song. The young girls are seen in their fine clothes. the people plan to visit different places of south and west. The poet likes this weather as it is liked by all the birds, animals and human as well. So first stanza is about the pleasant season, spring season, and everybody likes it and poet also likes it. What about you? Yes, we also like it. Then second stanza. In the second stanza, he talks about dullness of winter season, and the cold, damp and wet weather. All the natural beauty turns into dull and unpleasant. Everything looks dull and unpleasant in winter season. The cuckoo hates this weather, and the beech tree, they turn dry and brown as their leaves are thrashed by the wind. The water drops hang from the wooden bars of the gate. The rooks fly to their homes. He dislikes the season because the winter season is very cold and wet. Okay, so symbolically, the poet tries to state the bright and dark aspects of human life. So, direct meaning we have already understood. Poet doesn't like winter season and like summer season. But if we try to analyze it symbolically, then it represents the bright and dark aspect of human life. Okay, the weathers indicate the human life. Okay, spring represents bright side of our life and winter represents the dark aspects of our life. So it can be, weathers can be compared with our life. All right, I hope you got the meaning. Okay, the poem is very simple and beautiful, so I hope you got it. Now it's time for us to move to exercise. All right, here it goes. Exercise. Let's see what is there in A. Are you ready for that? I hope so. Very good. Okay, let's move to our exercise A. What is there? Find the words from the poem that are similar in meaning to the following words and phrases. Okay. We have already discussed all the word meanings, right? Some we understood meaning from the meanings that I gave, and some I have shown you pictures so how you can get it very clear, catch the meaning. So let's talk about all these meanings and the words. Let's find out words from the poem. Are you ready? Okay, yes, let's start. Brief and usually light fall of rain. Light rain. What is that? Light rain starting from S, letter S. So what is it? Absolutely. This is shower. Shower is light rain. Next word is, okay, meaning is sings. So what is equivalent word for sings from the poem? I think you have noticed that. The birds, bills. Yes, bills means sings. Very good. Okay, now third meaning, young woman. Okay, young woman is also called, what is there the word? Yes, maids. Maids is the word mentioned in the poem. Young women are called maids, as young men are called lads, right? Young men are called lads, young women are called maids. Next, to tumble about, throw in this order. Okay, so what is the word? Tumbling in this ordering. What is the word? Starting from T. Absolutely, the answer is trope. Okay, trope. Then coming to next meaning, that is baby birds. Okay, baby birds, they learn flying in spring season. So they are also called nestling. Yay, okay. Few meanings are still left. Let's continue that. Okay. What is the word that also means dislikes mentioned in the poem? Where do you find the meaning? Okay, let me give you a clue. Obviously in second stanza. Okay, this is in second stanza. What is that? Exactly, that is sons. Sons mean dislikes. Next meaning, a dull grayish brown color. Okay, what is that? Brown color, dull color. And that is, yes, the beaches turn into dawns, right? So that is dawns, of course. Next, beat or sound with a strong regular rhythm. Okay, what is that? Yes, it also starts with T and the word is throw. Okay. Now final meaning, I guess. There's final meaning, small rivers, streams. What are small rivers and streams called? Of course, rivulets. Alright, let me clap for those who have guessed right answers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's time for us to move to next exercise. So what is there? Let's check it out. Here it goes. Okay, answer the following questions. Okay, are you ready for answering these questions? Of course, yes, right? Because we understood the poem well and we can answer these questions very easily. Okay, so we have 7 questions. Let's start with question A. Question A is, what do the nestling do in the spring? Okay, so what they do? Where do we find this answer? Of course, in first stanza. So it talks about spring. Of course, in first stanza we find, especially in this line, right? Rain showers, betumble, chestnut spikes, nestlings fly. So the answer is nestlings fly. Right? So this is the keyword. You can write either in full sentence or just write keywords for the answer. Now let's move to next question, that is B. What does the nightingale do? Okay, what does the nightingale do? Where do we find answer? Of course, in first stanza, right? About nightingale, isn't that? So, especially in these lines, nightingale builds his best. That means builds his best. You can write either same word of the poem or you can write in sing song. You can write sing song, theme you can write. Next, moving to next question, that is, how do the girls come out in spring? Okay, how do they come out? Oh, where do you find this answer? Of course, still we are talking, the questions are about first stanza, and the answer is somewhere in these lines, right? So maids mean young girls. They come out in spring muslin dressed in their best dresses. You can say in their best dresses, or you can say light cotton clothes. Okay, you can answer either ways. Okay, next D. What plant do people make? What plant do people make in spring season? Okay, so the answer is somewhere over here, right? So where is it? Here exactly, yes. The citizens dream of south and west. So our answer is dream of south and west is the key point. People dream of south and west, you can write, or full sentence you can write. Okay, next is E. What happens to beaches in winter? Where do we find this answer? Of course, in second stanza, in those lines, right? So exact lines are these. when beaches drip in browns and duns. So we can write turns into brown. So keyword is turns into beaches, turns into brown. Next, F. Where do rooks go? Why do they migrate? So where do you find this answer of this question? These questions? Of course, in second stanza, somewhere over here, right? So we find answers over here. Rooks in a family is homeward they go. So homeward mean home. They go to home. And why do they migrate? Due to coldness, of course, right? After that, one more question is there. Does the poet enjoy winter or spring? Why? What do you think? Okay, here we find, right? So do I. So do I. Okay, this is the weather cuckoo likes, and so do I. This is the weather the shepherd sons, and so do I. So here's the combination of both stanzas, first and second. Right, first lines. We have to pick up first lines of both stanzas, and we come to know that the poet likes what season? Spring season, of course, not winter, right? And if we are asked why it is so, because the first season is liked by cuckoo and it is bright, beautiful, and second one is disliked by a shepherd. That's why he dislikes it. Okay, let's move. Okay, so here it goes. Poet likes springs and dislikes winter. So with this we have completed exercise B. Now let's move to next exercise. What is that? Yes, exercise C, and it is complete the interpretation of the poem using suitable words or phrases given below. So we have words like chestnut, young girl, south and west, Thomas Hardy, severity, sunny, beaches, rooks and hang. Okay, let's fill up these words in the blanks given over here. So how? You will get the summary interpretation of this poem. So here it starts, the poem Weathers was composed by an English poet. What's the name of the poet? Of course, Thomas Hardy. He talks about two different seasons, which are the spring and the winter. See? So how clearly we understand about the poem. The poem is Weather, composed by Thomas Hardy. And then it talks about two seasons, which are spring and winter. Let's continue it. In the first stanza, the pleasant spring season is described. Cuckoo and nightingale feel good in this season. The light rain flows over the pointed leaves of which tree? Okay, so the tree name is? Yes, chestnut. Chestnut tree. The poet is pleased as nightingale sings at his best tune. People come out of their houses to enjoy the, let's continue, weather, and the bird song, the, okay, are seen in their fine clothes. Who are seen? Yes, young girls. The young girls are seen in their fine clothes. Continuing the same. Okay, the people plan to visit different places of, okay, different places of, which place? Yes, south and west. South and west. To an English portion, the south and west are associated with summer holiday destination, where weather at the time is warm and, so how is this? How is that time? Warm and, of course, sunny. right? And many coastal towns provide welcoming accommodation and amusements. The poet likes this weather as it is liked by all the birds, animals, and human as well. Okay, this is about first stanza. And then let's talk about second stanza. In the second stanza, he talks about winter's coldness. And yes, what's the word to be filled up over here? Coldness, it is related with severity. Okay, severe, okay, severing cold. All the natural beauty turns into dullness and discomfort. The cuckoo hates this weather. The turn dry. What turns dry? Yes, beaches turn dry and brown, and their leaves are dressed by the wind. The water drops. What happens, water drops? Yes, water drops hang from the wooden bars of gates. One can see some streams overflow as it has been raining a lot. The fly. What fly? Of course, bird, right? Bird's name. So what's that? What is the meaning? Rooks. Yes, the rooks fly to their homes as harshness of winter gradually grows. The poet dislikes the winter season because it is very cold. And wait, okay, so after filling up these all the blanks, we also becomes clear about the poem, right? So we have completed exercise C as well. Now final exercise is left. What is that? D. Okay. In which season would you like to travel? Why? Okay, so throughout this unit we have been talking about traveling, and yes, we have already discussed that I also like traveling, you also like traveling, but in which season now? Of course, just like poet, I also like to travel in spring season. Yes, and I'm going to give you multiple reasons over here why I like spring seasons. Here are the reasons. So I have written in this points. Okay, you can write in paragraph. Okay, so the reasons are: this is the season when everything looks beautiful, greenery everywhere, flowers bloom, birds sings melodious song. We can put nice dresses, nice dresses, and we can travel wherever we want because it is not cold. It is very pleasant time is there. So I like spring season. What about you? Please write it down. So with this, we have come to the end of today's class. I hope you enjoyed learning about the poem Weather and doing exercises. So that's all for today. Thank you. Namaste.